scattered showers possible. Our high in the low 50s this afternoon. Tonight, a few showers, maybe even a rogue flurry at some point. Our low down to around 32 tomorrow. Scattered showers, mostly cloudy, high of 48. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Current temp now 37.
No fear here, just monster savings at Verlo Mattress of Madison. This October, the only thing creeping near your bed is a deal too good to miss. We custom make every mattress so you know exactly what's inside. No tricks, just treats. Save hundreds on mattresses, foundations, headboards, sheets, and more. Monster savings at Verlo Mattress of Madison. Upgrade your bedroom and unleash the sleep of your dreams. American-made, locally crafted, Verlo. Hurry in before these monster savings vanish. Verlo Mattress of Madison.
Hey there, Wisconsin. Tom Hartman here. Democracy is not a spectator sport, so join me each and every weekday right here on Civic Media for the Tom Hartman program from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Covering the news of the day and sharing ways for you to get off the sidelines and get active in your community, because change starts with you. Get involved and tune in to the Tom Hartman program Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your local Civic Media radio station.
Todd Albaugh.
Join us for a special Halloween edition next time. Peter Rapine from EPOM's World with spooky headlines. And on a serious note, celebrating Day of the Dead, or Dia de los Muertos.
You want smart talk? You came to the right place. You want well-behaved hosts? Yeah, that's not happening. John and Gordy are back, armed with microphones, coffee, and way too much confidence. This is the John and Gordy Show on 92.7 WMDX.
92.7 WMDX. It's John and Gordy in the morning with Dominic Lee. Dominic, or Dominique, as he says around the station.
Dominique. Full go the name. Wow.
So, I just want to reveal something that I think we found out on this show. We celebrated our second anniversary, which is just unbelievable. It's still stunning to me. I had to like come down a little bit when I got home thinking, is it really 2 years? I mean, it was ridiculous. But one thing we did find out on this program, that coffee is a hallucinogen. We have discovered that. It is something that we can't do anything about.
What are you talking about?
Once we made that chemical discovery that coffee is definitely an hallucinogen, you've listened to it, you've experienced on this show our hallucinations. I'd like to think that a lot of what we talk about is just a hallucination, but no, it's real. But
how did you come to this conclusion? I was here yesterday. I don't remember talking about this or discovering this.
We didn't talk about it. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was thinking, boy, coffee, what it does to you.
Really?
It keeps you going. I mean, we're doing this for 2 years in a row. Oh, my God, right? It's just stunning. And what are you doing?
I'm looking for something. Hang on.
Okay.
I have an announcement. Are you talking to me?
What's the problem, pal? I'm here on a mission of mercy.
Cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Put that coffee down.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
The Macho Man.
Coffee in the big time. Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Dom doesn't know who
What is going on?
Randy
You don't know
Macho Man
You don't
Savage.
know who Macho Man is.
No, who is?
He was an early WWF
Just
wrestling.
Just pull it up. Randy Macho Man Savage.
Yeah.
And you'll see what this guy looks like, and he's always looked like that, and he always acted like that. It wasn't just just something he did on screen. He took that persona on.
That was him. Yeah, Randy Poffo from Downers Grove, Illinois.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And I think he was a baseball star, actually. And then he got into wrestling and became Macho Man Sam. Oh, yeah, with Miss Elizabeth on his shoulders. Oh.
Those big glasses.
Oh, my God. And cowboy hat.
Yeah,
like
the cowboy
sparkly
hat.
Cowboy hat.
Yeah, jeez.
He and the Hulkster were the two really big stars of WWF.
But, you
for
know,
a while.
the biggest job was for Mean Gene to try to stay straight and formal and ask us questions.
Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah.
Okerman. Yeah, whatever it was.
Okerlund, maybe.
Something like
but
that.
yeah, Mean Gene
He was great.
took a lot of golf. He got bounced around and bumped around quite a bit from these guys. Just, you know, when they talk and they give their little rap,
right?
They're like, you know, moving around.
Yeah, Randy, Macho Man, would come in and he would immediately turn his back to the camera.
Yes, yeah.
For the first 30 seconds and just do his rap, and then he would turn around. Talk to Gene.
He was my favorite out of all of them.
He was so good.
Just so good.
Had a very tragic end to his life, too, like many of them.
Yeah.
Didn't end well for Randy Macho Man.
He kept trying to keep that alive a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It was not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, had a lot of problems with drugs and personal problems toward the end.
Well, there's a special on his life.
Yes, I know.
So you can watch
my son made me watch it.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Quinn was, and still is, really into wrestling.
Yeah.
He's 41 years old. He still loves that stuff.
Well, that's great.
Just as entertainment.
That's great, yeah.
You know, I mean,
yeah.
But I took him to a couple of wrestling matches at the Dane County Coliseum before it became the what is it?
Well, you don't know this, but you know,
the Alliance Center. Sorry.
A lot of the Gen Zers and just a little bit older, like your son, all of them grew up watching World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah,
WWF,
the Hulkster,
and it was just like the biggest time for wrestling ever.
Yeah, and they came around to the Coliseum once or twice a year.
Yeah, oh yeah,
with the big stars there. In fact, our friend Dr. Chris Kammer had the Ultimate Warriors guy. He was actually injured in Milwaukee, lost a couple of teeth. They brought him to Madison, and Chris Kammer repaired his dental work. That's
it's just amazing.
Sad story.
But World Wrestling Federation, what a time it was. And the kids just, it was so fun. I went to one of those.
Yeah.
And just watching the kids, it was heartwarming. It really was. I mean, it was a great family get-together.
And it was good guys, bad guys, and it was great. It was really fun.
The cheering, these children kids, cheering these people on. The kids went nuts. Bad guys, they really hated them. They didn't know why. They didn't know anything about communism.
Seemed like WWF was on every weekend, like Saturday mornings. I mean, before it branched out and became a huge thing.
And then they decided, well, we can make more money by doing this. Yeah, their special events.
So, well, happy Halloween. We haven't mentioned that yet. Last day of October.
Halloween.
Yeah. All the ghosts and goblins will be out there this evening. They might run into a lot of rain. That's possible anyway. 20 to 30%. It's always lousy on Halloween for these kids. It seems like it's either rain or snow or sleet or cold. Right now, 37 degrees, highs in the low 50s for today. And speaking of Halloween, we're going to talk to Todd Michaels. He's a paranormal investigator. Going to talk to him about ghosts and goblins and witches.
He was just on Pete Schwaba's show. You might have heard that last night.
Yeah. And he's been into this for a long time.
He really has. Yeah.
And
we'll get to the bottom of the spirit world on the show. I'm a big fan of ghosts, goblins, the whole thing. Monsters.
A fan?
I grew up on that. Yeah.
Well, you saw some sort of apparition or a ghost or something when you were a
did.
Child, or you had a nightmare or something.
Well, I had everything.
I had a fever dream.
I had dreams. I had dreams. I actually saw an apparition. I've had my experiences. I wish I had more of them with my son, who was also very much into it, and it was really exciting just playing along with them and going into the basement and seeing if we have spirits down there. And
well, I'm not a believer, as you found out yesterday. I think it's a bunch of malarkey and baloney.
Todd's going to change your mind. Todd's going to change your mind.
Oh, okay. We'll see. I'll have a little pushback on that.
He gets angry.
I get angry
every
about
time
it.
we talk about it. Well, we'll have to throw in a few dashes of aliens in there because you believe in aliens. So,
Well, that's a whole different
it isn't.
kettle of fish.
No.
What do you think? Aliens are ghosts? And
No.
ghosts are aliens?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. But it's just about as rare as a ghost. So,
All right, we'll continue this debate throughout the show, I'm sure.
yeah.
We're also going to check in with Pam Yankee in about 5 minutes. The National FFA Convention. She's going to talk about that. And also, it's Bat Appreciation Week. You know, bats.
Yes.
We'll find out.
Great week to have it on.
Great
of
week
course,
to have
Halloween.
that during Halloween.
Lots of bats.
And of course, Rocker will be in the studio later with the Maxine preview.
You know, it's kind of interesting, the Future Farmers of America, FFA. I got to tell you, I didn't know what FFA stood for.
Future Farmers of America.
So I went, well, I just said that.
I
but
know.
here's the thing. I had to do a search on it, and I kept doing a search on it.
And what did it come up with?
And I came up with, the Future Farmer, FFA, their website.
Yeah.
And they have all this paraphernalia, all of these events, everything they're talking about, but they never said the name. They never wrote the name on their website. I couldn't find it on the website. I had to eventually just go to Google where, people ask these questions. What does FFA stand for? So I finally found out. I did not know, but doing the research for this program, trying to get everything straight.
That's wild.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, we're supposed to know that already? No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, and here it is Halloween, and Dominic is wearing his. It's not Scooby-Doo. What is? Oh, it's Garfield.
Garfield.
Yeah. I'm a big Garfield fan. I love lasagna.
Really?
Absolutely love lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
And Odie is. I also was Odie one Halloween at some point. So a couple years
Who's
back.
the cartoonist? Is it Jim Davis?
Jim Davis. Yeah. Correct. Yep. So you can.
I was
check
never
out
a big
YouTube.
Garfield fan, but
You were Odie Cologne?
I was Odie the dog.
Oh, Odie
Yeah,
the dog.
a few years back.
did you follow Garfield, John?
I did not. No.
You'd always kick Odie off the table. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Garfield would always.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I did not know that.
So.
Yeah. See, you learn something new every day here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a lot of cartoons later, I really never got into. A lot of comic strips I didn't really check out anymore. Since I moved out of Milwaukee, they had something called the Green Sheet in Milwaukee. And they made that a very special section. It was green paper, a light green, and they had their comic strips on it and feature articles on the Green Sheet for entertainment. Yeah, it was in there for many decades.
Most Sunday papers had the comic section that was full color, color comics.
Yeah,
Why did they
but these
do
were
it green?
Well, this was all week long.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, interesting.
Well, you didn't think so, really.
Not
all right.
really. I don't know.
All right. Well, you don't
jaded.
really have to get into all this. You are so jaded. He gets angry when I think about ghosts. No wonder we didn't have any guests on this program.
I think it all happened when Ghostbusters came out because my kids were little at that time, and we watched Ghostbusters about 1,000 times.
Oh,
A great movie. Loved it. Loved the original with Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. But you can only watch that stuff so many times, and then we had to buy all the paraphernalia for it, all the
really?
the Ghostbusters junk that the
Their
movie
vacuum,
put
yeah,
out.
their big vacuum.
The whole thing, the whole bit, the firehouse thing. We had that for years. A model of the firehouse and all the characters.
Well, that's pretty cool too. I didn't know.
I got
It's wonderful.
pissed
I love
off
some
about
of the toys.
jokes or ghosts since then.
Really? Well, you really have to come down from that.
Still angry
sour
about
taste
that.
in your
All
mouth.
that money I spent on Ghostbuster crap.
Well, I've never regretted all the money I spent on Hot Wheels.
Oh.
The thing with Hot Wheels is that $1 a car. I mean, you hit the hot. Hit the hot spot, the sweet spot for adults.
Right?
You could buy, a couple of bucks, and you satisfy the kid, and he's got something to play with for the next week.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hot Wheels are cool.
But, one of the big things about Hot Wheels were the animated movies that they made. They had a 3-part movie. I think it was
I don't know.
Highway 45, Highway 45, I believe it was. And they also had one called Acceleracers, which was really, really cool. Somebody went through all the work of making them into 4K. They weren't 4K. Mattel decided not to redo them or make them better, the videos. But somebody did go through all the work, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Online, you could see them on YouTube. Wow. I think they keep taking them off, but somebody keeps putting them back on. And they're just wonderful episodes. Yes.
Didn't know they had that. Mm-hmm. Okay, 19 minutes past the hour, just getting going on a Halloween Friday morning. John Peterson, Gordy Young, along with Dominic Lee, our producer. Coming right back with Pam Yankee, the fabulous farm babe, next.
Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
Buck? Hearing loss is frustrating. If you're not sure what others are saying in conversations because of loud background noise, why not call Madison Hearing Aid Center? 608-249-4077 is their number. They offer fast and flexible appointments. Talk to Jim or Sarah. They're helping people change their lives with better hearing. Get a free hearing test online at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. Tell them John and Gordy sent you.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What is a commercial? It's a message delivered to the people, in this instance through your radio speakers, into your ears. Why, it's like a movie for your brain. This radio commercial is directed to the business community. If you want to reach more customers, you should be using WMDX Radio. It's that simple. Just email sales@WMDXradio.com and let our crack sales
I've got the notes up here. Good morning, Pam. We're still
in
a
a
break here.
Sorry I'm tardy.
No, you're fine.
No, you're great. Yeah, we have all the information from last night that you passed along to us. Gordon never looks at the outline that I
do. I've got it right in front of me here. What are you talking about?
I
got everything right here.
What was that? Oh, that's the email.
Because the email is so small, I take a copy of it and I put it on a document, so I can enlarge it.
It's right there.
Yeah, but
I go through all the work of condensing.
I'd rather have it on my screen. Why do you care?
Well, that's it.
We're off to a great start here,
10
Pam.
seconds.
At the end of 2 years.
Frickin' frack. 2 years yesterday, and might be the end.
I'm gonna make you mine. I'm gonna make you mine. Make you mine. All the time, my little Frankenstein. Little Frankenstein.
Make you mine. A little Frankenstein there. Halloween, John and Gordy in the morning, 92.7.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody who reached out and sent us texts yesterday, and congratulations for 2 years on the air. And it was terrific to hear from everybody. And
it really was
very nice. Yeah. And we also didn't get a chance to thank, Sage and Corey and Aaron and some of the other people here behind the scenes, for supporting us for the last couple of years here.
Who made
on the
our
air.
mic stands possible.
Yeah. Sure, just go there. That's a good idea.
I'm not going to start into that.
Here we go again.
We got our special,
special
guest.
Let's get to Pam Yankee before we just
she just want to be a part of this fight.
Okay.
This is where I worry about the visual element.
Here, Pam, and
This is where I worry that visual element in mic stands that just, Civic might want to think about a visual filter when you guys go down that kind of a path. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're going to celebrate a little bit of Halloween here because it is Bat Appreciation Week. You know, we started talking about it on Monday. This is unbelievable. This is great. This is the time to celebrate. I should have worn my Batman t-shirt today.
That would have made sense.
I came as a FBI agent.
I was thinking about that. Remember when kids used to dress up like bats? Batman, yes, but just bats in general. Now, if you're not a popular game character or something like that, it doesn't seem like you show up on the streets in costume. But yeah, it's international. This is an international thing. That's what caught my attention is, well, it may make some people a little anxious when they see bats. You know, if you slow down and think about it a little bit, they really do an awful lot for us. And that's primarily what International Bat Week is designed to try to help you understand the amount of insects that bats can consume. You think the insects are bad now in a summer in Wisconsin. Just imagine all the things that would be crawling around if they weren't a part of our ecosystem. They have obviously a lot of flies that they eat, the mosquitoes, all that kind of stuff. So it not only helps farmers by keeping those insects down, it helps us to enjoy things too. And remember, Wisconsin's got some unique elements that don't get talked about a lot. We've got our little brown bat that was at the brink of almost extinction, but Wisconsin's been working really hard to try to restore that population. We're not there yet, but they're working on it. And, remember, even though you might not, it's not like they sneeze or anything like that. Little white, the bats do have something kind of like a white nose.
A disease, right?
White, yes, correct. And so that's been impacting some of our bats in Wisconsin too. So like I said, I don't want to dwell on a lot because at this time of the morning, it may be the least thing that people want to imagine. One almost flew into my head this morning when I walked into the building, but
wow.
Just bear in mind that it is International Bat Week, and you can find out more at batweek.org. They've got all kinds of suggestions on things you can do. You can hold parties. You can create habitats for them. I mean, they've taken urban bat walk. They got all kinds of suggestions if you really want to buy into it on Halloween.
Bat houses you can hang in the trees and stuff like that. We had bats in our attic for a long time. I think they're not there anymore. I don't know, but I used to go outside at night in the early evening, see them flying all over the place, dive bombing me, and I just loved it. I thought that was fantastic. Thanks for taking care of that mosquito for me.
Right. Yep, they do. I think they eat like almost twice their body weight in insects.
Oh yeah. It's great stuff.
Something else we want to talk about is the National FFA Convention.
Future Farmers of America.
John just discovered what that FFA stands for.
Now they're a wee bit snobby. They prefer FFA only. They don't want the Future Farmers of America reference anymore. But one thing I thought was true. Seriously, if I make a misstep and happen to reference the old phrase, I'm fairly quickly corrected, if you know what I mean.
Is that why I couldn't find it on their website at all? No reference to Future Farmers of America. I had to go in Google and find it there. So,
Yep, correct. So one thing I thought might be interesting for your audience is if anybody remembers where the FFA convention has previously been held. Now it's in Indianapolis. They made the announcement this week. They will stay in Indianapolis through 2040. But one thing I really think, I mean, obviously I could get into the length of Wisconsin winters and all that stuff, but you just stop and think about over 72,000 young people under the age of basically 18, between middle school and 18 years of age that are all coming together. And they have to be in a place where the association feels like they're going to be safe. Some people have said to me, well, why don't they go to big places like California, Las Vegas? Well, okay, the venues might be there, but you have to think about the security risk for those kids. They're still kids. So they've committed to Indianapolis until 2040. But I thought if you want to light up your talk text line or interaction on the Civic Media website, does anybody remember the places where the FFA convention has been held previously? They had the first one back in 1928. There were 33 attendees, and the first national FFA president came from New Jersey. That tells you how long ago it was. And like I said, so from 33 to today, that organization's got more than 72,000 kids in the Indianapolis area this morning. The convention wraps up tomorrow. But like I said, if people want to venture a guess, I will tell you the last time. So it's been in Indianapolis since 2006. It went 2006 to 2012. Then it went back to Louisville, Kentucky. And that's where they hold the Kentucky State Fair at those fairgrounds, which were wonderful for the FFA. And then before that, it was Kansas City, Missouri for the longest time. That's where I first went to the FFA convention from 1928 to 1998. It was there, but quite frankly, Kansas City's just landlocked. They can't do anything more. But like I said, if people have got memories or something that they remember from their trip, they can probably share it with you guys this morning.
Yes.
All right.
Be great.
Thank you. Yes.
Pam, thank you. You have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Happy Halloween. Yep.
Happy
Go
Halloween.
Yes. Go back.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's Pam Yankee. In fact, we'll have the Midwest Food and Farm Report coming up next. Then we're into Idiocracy for a Halloween Friday morning with John and Gordy, WMDX.
Smart Talk without the suit and tie.
You're listening to 92.7 WMDX, Madison's home for the Maggie Dawn Show, Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Determining what's going to happen with Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits in Wisconsin, we call it Food Share, could have an impact on your markets. I'm Pam Yankee, starting you off before the opening bell on a finally Friday morning. Quick look at what's happening in agribusiness news. Let's remember, a lot of those SNAP benefits are channeled towards things like dairy products. Zach Bauer, dairy analyst with Everag out of Chicago, says now they're paying very close attention to discussions about how they may change execution of the SNAP food benefits.
There's a lot of questions surrounding that of how is it going to be funded going forward? Is it going to be the same? Are we going to see different styles of funding going forward once, if and when we do see the government open back up? So as of right now, that's a huge demand loss if that goes away until the government opens back up. If they change things, it could be actually a huge demand gain because you could see, more of a government bid for dairy products versus what the SNAP benefits are allowing right now.
Zach Bauer is dairy analyst with Everag. Yesterday in Chicago, both barrel and block cheese were unchanged with this uncertainty. The AA butter gained a penny and 3/4 to $1.57 1/4 per pound. More markets are next.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Did you just plant Pioneer Brand Z-Series soybeans again? You bet your next level genetics I did. After last year's huge yields, why wouldn't I want to maximize that Z-Series momentum? Right. How could I forget about that performance? It totally beat our expectations. Let's unleash some Z-Series on those acres. Come on. Now you're talking. With that kind of ROI, why would we plant anything else?
Plant Z-Series soybeans in the 100th season of Pioneer. Visit pioneer.com/greatest yields.
Whether it's finally getting that blue ribbon or enjoying too many carnival rides, we all have memories of the fair. Here's your chance to share those stories in our Everybody Has a Fair Story contest. The Midwest Farm Report is teaming up with the Wisconsin Association of Fairs as they look for the grand champion fair story. Enter the Fair Story contest for a chance to win a cash prize at MidwestFarmReport.com.
In overnight electronic trade this morning, right now, we've got December corn unchanged at $4.30, March corn unchanged at $4.43. November soybeans are up a penny at $10.92, January unchanged at $11.08. Currently, July wheat's down a half at $5.62 a bushel. The November Class 3 milk that goes into cheese, down 9, $17.57. December closed a nickel lower, $17.27 a hundredweight. Again, congratulations to all of our Wisconsin FFA members returning to the state with special accolades. The National FFA has announced they'll be continuing the convention in Indianapolis, Indiana through 2040. I'm Farm Director Pam Yankee.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
Partly sunny to mostly cloudy today with a few scattered showers possible. Our high in the low 50s this afternoon. Tonight, a few showers, maybe even a rogue flurry at some point. Our low down to around 32 tomorrow. Scattered showers, mostly cloudy, high of 48. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Current temp now 37.
No fear here, just monster savings at Verlo Mattress of Madison. This October, the only thing creeping near your bed is a deal too good to miss. We custom make every mattress so you know exactly what's inside. No tricks, just treats. Save hundreds on mattresses, foundations, headboards, sheets, and more. Monster savings at Verlo Mattress of Madison. Upgrade your bedroom and unleash the sleep of your dreams. American made, locally crafted, Verlo. Hurry in before these monster savings vanish. Verlo Mattress of Madison.
Where working people come to talk. It's the Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network. Join me for an honest approach to the issues American working families care about. No talking points, no focus groups. Get ready for a heavy dose of democracy, fairness, grit, and no apologies. It's current affairs from a working class labor perspective. Facts are center, science is real, and everyone gets a seat at the table. The Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Maggie Dawn.
At 5 p.m., I'm joined by Yuri Rashkin, a Rock County Board supervisor and a Russian-American journalist.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down, until humanity was incapable of solving even its most basic problems.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this.
We can duck and cover. There's a fallout shelter right there.
There's no way to survive this, you idiot!
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Unable to solve our simplest problems. No truer words were ever spoken.
Right.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous that we have to go through this shutdown for absolutely no reason at all. Only because one side is trying to convince the other side or everybody in the country that it's not their fault.
Right.
I think that's the only reason they're doing this, is just to see if they buy into this, we can do anything we want.
Well, and some news from overnight, Trump is calling on the GOP to abolish the filibuster to end the shutdown.
Yeah.
So that's new this morning.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have a few cuts here, definitely delving deeper into this. This is WMDX 92.7, the John and Gordy Early Morning Show, year 2.
Plus 1 day.
And 1 day.
We'll see if we make
We'll
it
see.
till Monday.
We're battling over ghosts.
Somehow we both had a lot to bring to the table this morning, and we're hashing it all out in the commercial breaks. We don't often argue.
No.
But every once in a while, we can get into it.
Yes, we do. But,
anyway,
it's
that's all behind
it's good
the
fun
scenes.
because, it's good fun, right?
It is. It's fun.
Yeah, right.
It's great fun. Dominic, are you having fun?
I'm having fun.
Oh, yeah.
They're scaring me, though, guys.
Okay.
They're scaring
All
me.
right, well,
It's all good.
when older guys get mad, we just get red. I mean,
That's
it's very obvious temperature gauge.
That's right. It's 6:37.
And stand back, too, by the way.
Weather today, clear skies this morning. Some clouds, maybe a little rain around Halloween time. 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. is our best chance, 20 to 30% chance for rain. So maybe a few sprinkles, and that's it. Right now it's 37 degrees. And time for Idiocracy.
Yes.
So away we go. As phone lines are open, 608-879-8255.
Let's get into something here. And one of the reasons we're in this shutdown is because the Democrats want health care. They want to take care of affordable health care. This is cut 255. You can cue that up. This is Nancy Pelosi making a comment about it. She makes a very simple comment about it. Let's listen.
They're putting in their bill that they want us to vote for. They want us to vote for taking millions of people off of Medicaid, $500 billion out of Medicare, and increasing by 2 or 3 times the cost of healthcare policies for America's working families. You want us to go vote for that bill to open up government? You must be crazy.
There you go. Very
Says
simple.
it all.
easy to understand. Even the megas can pick up on this. CJ is probably jotting all that down.
Right.
And my mega friend in Milwaukee is probably having an epiphany. Oh, I wish.
I doubt it.
I wish.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, that's that. Now, we talked about surveillance yesterday. Well, now let's keep going with this. I want to go with Jen Psaki had a really good point she made last night. Okay, and this is about being held hostage over health care. Who's really doing it? Well, it's obviously the Republicans. Let's check this out. Cut 254, right? All right.
Remember, the core of this entire shutdown is that Republican leaders are refusing to extend tax subsidies that make health care affordable for millions of Americans. Republicans are refusing to acknowledge the very real pain that would be inflicted on Americans if those subsidies are not extended.
They're out here decrying the so-called forthcoming health care crisis, they say.
I don't think this is going to be any kind of gut-wrenching problem if these enhanced subsidies just go away.
Unless those tax credits are extended, those subsidies, the average plan will increase for Americans by somewhere around 115%. Do you believe that Congress should extend those subsidies so that most Americans do not receive significant increases in their premiums?
Where'd you get that 115% number from?
Kaiser Family Foundation.
They retracted that. That data was run inappropriately. They changed the messaging on it. Go back and look at the website.
Now, here is the Kaiser Family Foundation website. They have not, in fact, retracted their data. The foundation still estimates that the average ACA enrollee's monthly premium would more than double, increasing by 114% if Republicans refuse to extend the subsidies. But they have a real problem on their hands because they are lying about things that directly impact the lives of millions of people. And that means millions of people in this country are starting to see the impact in their own lives and realize that what people like Mike Johnson and Dr. Oz and J.D. Vance are saying is not true. If you use Obamacare, you can go to healthcare.gov right now and see how much your monthly premium is going to go up next year. When you see that number, you can decide for yourself if this isn't a problem like Republicans are saying. It is a problem. Today, journalists from Punchbowl News also reported that inside a meeting of House Democrats today, pollster Molly Murphy presented data on the shutdown. Data that showed that by a nearly 2-to-1 margin, voters said that preventing huge increases in health premiums for 20 million Americans was more important than ending the shutdown. The Mike Johnson plan here is not working. The Trump plan is not working. The J.D. Vance plan is not working. And that polling, by the way, was from more than a week ago. Now, leading Republicans, are trying to hold food access for more than 42 million Americans hostage. I don't think the American people, no matter who they voted for or what their political party is, are going to like that. But the question now is with a Republican Party that is willing to go to extremes like holding food hostage and who do not seem all too responsive to any political pressure other than from their boss and who are more than happy to just lie about everything they're doing. How do you negotiate with a party like that? How does this all end?
How do you negotiate with people like that? Just lying through their teeth in just the most obvious way. And I got to remind you again, this is a Christian nationalist. This is a guy who goes by the Bible, Mike Johnson, lying through his teeth, and he's been doing it for the last month. It is so outrageous to see this this deceptive mood that he puts on. Every time he gets in front of a microphone, it's just very calm and very, well, and he gives that uncomfortable laugh. It just really drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Now let's get to, let's go to the phone lines and get to CJ. CJ, what do you got for us? I bet you're freaking out over your health care bill at this point, right?
Happy Halloween, CJ.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Hey, good morning to you.
Yeah.
Well, I want to remind you that this Affordable Care Act is not affordable, and as the subsidies rise and are promised to rise, it only proves that the Republicans were right in 2009 when they said the Affordable Care Act is not going to be affordable. And now the Democrats, no Republicans voted for the ACA back in 2009, and now the Democrats want the Republicans to save it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the mere fact that it wasn't going to be sustainable, the Republicans are right. And Mike Johnson and the House already passed a clean continuing resolution.
Yes.
This shutdown is Tammy Baldwin and the Democrats' fault.
All right. Well, let me just deal with every one of those little issues you have. In regards to the Affordable Care Act, the prices continue to go up. Healthcare prices continue to escalate. It does get more and more expensive, and that takes more and more of taxpayer dollars to supplement the Affordable Care Act so everybody can afford their premiums. The prices are all going up. I absolutely agree with you on that, CJ, and that is healthcare. But if you think for 1 second a free market healthcare system is going to bring prices down, we went to Obamacare so we could maintain lower prices and have a slower escalation of prices and make it affordable. And now let me just deal with another thing here. We have these escalating prices, and the tax credits are getting higher and higher, and we're paying more and more into this. We have Medicare, we have Medicaid, we have Obamacare, we have taxpayer dollars going to each one of those. Let's just have a universal healthcare system. My God, why do we have these different functions that keep getting more and more expensive? We can't afford free market healthcare. We've already gone through that. I went through a whole list of things that made it incredibly impossible for people to even get any kind of healthcare at all. We just have to go to a universal healthcare system. I don't know why, but I think at least, CJ, you would probably agree with me that if we had universal health care, it would take care of a whole lot of problems in this country. Think about the small businesses that need health care. I mean, people are locked into their company that they're at because they get health care through it and their family gets health care through it. If they had the ability to freely move to their own business if they wanted to create it and have their own health care because we have a universal health care system, it would save this country so much money and create so many new entrepreneurs and businesses out there. We would blossom as a country. Anyway, that's where I'm at.
All right, let's go to Charles. He's on the line here. Good morning, Charles. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. This party just lies, though. And if John Thune, if they wanted to end the shutdown, John Thune can go in today, blow up the filibuster, and get this passed. But Republicans don't want to do that because they know if they did that, people would lose health care, people's rates would climb sky high, and they don't want to get blamed for that.
Yeah.
And they were hoping that the Democratic politicians would have caved by now so they could try to put the blame on them. And another big question, they've had years. Donald Trump was president in 2016. Every 2 weeks he was coming out with a health care plan. He never stopped running to be president.
That's right.
So you guys still don't have a health care plan? You're talking about, we got a great plan. Well, if you had a great plan, instead of Donald Trump pardoning all the thugs that he got out there rounding up people now, that's the first thing that they would have did was got rid of the Affordable Care and brought in their health care plan. But they don't have a health care plan, and most people can't afford health care plans from their jobs that they're not making money from.
That's right.
So
Good points.
And one of the other big issues too is they want to get this done. Gordy mentioned that Trump is calling for the GOP to abolish the filibuster just to end the shutdown.
Right.
They don't want people to see these bills.
Right.
Once we get into November 1st, they're going to go online, and they're going to go to Obamacare and try to sign up. Not everybody's going to do it right away, but when people see what their prices are going to be like, there is going to be such an incredible pushback on this that they're not going to be able to get away with this this showy thing they're doing right now and creating all this pain for healthcare in this country.
I think we have time to go to Mark this morning. Good morning, Mark.
What do you got?
Got a couple of minutes here.
Good morning. Yeah, I thought I heard that actually the Affordable Care Act is actually based on a Republican plan from back in the 1980s. I think actually coming out of the Heritage Foundation. It was similar to that.
Yes.
And now the Republicans oppose it. Well, if they're for it then, the reason they oppose it now, they opposed it then, is now when they actually passed it, is because it came from a black man.
Yeah.
I mean, it came from Obama, and they didn't want to go along with Obama on anything. We should have national health care in this country like every other. I mean, for God's sakes, Turkey has national universal health care. Hungary has national universal health care. All these dictators that Trump admires have a country where they have universal health care.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Good
it
point.
is
Excellent
6:49. Coming back with more of the conversation on John and Gordy in the morning.
To the monster jam.
Madison Hearing Aid Center. They're at 4706 Cottage Grove Road. Call them and make an appointment at 608-249-4077. You can take an initial hearing test online at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Don't let your hearing loss frustrate you anymore. They help John and Gordy hear better, and they can help you too. Madison Hearing Aid Center.
This is Chad Spade. Are you thinking about improving your home? At Chad's Design Build, we're proud to offer remodeling done well with love. And our commitments to you and your home convey that love and spell our name. The Chad's experience is structured to provide excellent communication, honesty, accuracy, detailed proposals, and satisfied customers. We're also committed to making your home comfortable, healthy, attractive, durable, and sustainable. If you want a quality remodel and a quality remodeling experience, go to chadsdesignbuild.com to learn more.
State Street strolls, lakeside bike rides, and conversations that go late into the night. That's Madison. And that's what you'll hear on 92.7 WMDX. Real voices, real news, real connection. Because this city isn't just where we broadcast, it's where we live. WMDX. Made in Madison, for Madison.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation just announced the official start date for one of its biggest ever construction projects, the I-94 East-West project, which will reconstruct and widen a 3.5-mile stretch of interstate highway in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. This is a massive project with an estimated cost of more than $1.7 billion. And with this official start date announced also came estimates for how long this will take. Construction is expected to last until 2030. At the recombobulation area, this project is something we've covered extensively, including with an award-winning 4-part series called Expanding the Divide. It might be worth revisiting that series and considering how unnecessary and expensive an extra lane is, and how in southeastern Wisconsin we're going to be dealing with construction and delays for the next 8 years in order to shave a few minutes off suburban commute times while the city streets and city problems go ignored once again.
Find all of Dan's work at the recombobulation area.
the monster jam.
Yeah.
To the monster jam.
You got it.
Oh, you lift your left foot up.
Like a zombie.
Now you put your right foot down. Now you lift your other foot right straight up until you hit the monster jam.
Oh, yeah. I tried when I was a kid to do the monster jerk. That's from a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
That's great stuff.
It is good stuff.
It is 6:52. Yeah. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we're going to be talking to ghost hunter and paranormal, easy for me to say, paranormal investigator Todd Michaels. He will join us in our 7 o'clock hour after the news.
All right. This is John Oliver on Last Week Tonight.
Yeah.
He exposed the massive costs to Americans over Medicare and Medicare Advantage. It's really kind of interesting to listen to. Let's check this out, 239.
And what I don't have to show you one more ad for it, especially as it basically recaps everything I just said, I'm going to do it anyway, because it is magnificent.
Okay, hold on. Can you...
Al,
Can you pause it? Just pause it.
Okay.
Okay, not fade it. This is an ad that they were giving in regards to a Medicare Advantage. It's a private version of Medicare, but it has the same rules and regulations, okay? But this is a complicated, ridiculous promo to buy Medicare Advantage. Listen to this.
Call.
Honey, we already have Medicare. Why do I need to call?
Alan, the Feldman said we may be able to get additional benefits with a Medicare Advantage plan right here in our zip code with $0 monthly premiums.
This is real.
Honey, what do you mean additional benefits? We turned 65, we got Medicare. That's all there is to it, right?
I'm talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. We have traditional Medicare, which is only Medicare Parts A and B, but not Part C.
Wait. So not everyone on Medicare is a Part C plan?
No, that's why we need to call, because there may be plans available with additional benefits that aren't covered under Medicare Parts A and B. We don't have a Medicare Part C plan which covers everything in Part A and Part B, plus extra benefits in Medicare Part C.
What kind of extra benefits?
There are great plans that may be available with extra benefits like dental, vision, and hearing.
Did you say dental?
That is, and this is true, only the first half of that commercial.
That's crazy stuff. I realized, too, that Obamacare is actually a lot less costly than Medicare. Believe it or not, people are in fixed checks, and incomes, and they have to pay money out of their Social Security in order to buy Medicare.
Right.
And then you have supplemental insurance, which is another $200. It's $200 just for Part B. That's just normal. They take it out of your Social Security. Then $200 for supplemental insurance. That's $400. And then there's Part D, which is your drug plan.
Yep.
That's another $200. They're taking $600 out of your Social Security check. You're living on nothing, basically. You don't have rent, and that's more expensive than the ACA Obamacare that we're getting. Why don't we go to the phones right away here? I have more cuts, but we probably won't get to them. Joe, what do you got for us?
Good morning, Joe.
Boy, this is just a whirlwind this morning. It's hard to figure out which tendril to follow, but I'll follow one thing you just said right there, which is that they're talking about cutting SNAP benefits, and there are something like 13% of the people getting SNAP benefits are people who are elderly, who are on Social Security. You know, so there's a reason why they need to pay out on the medical side of things that you just delineated so very well. I will just throw into the mix. If we go back to a free market, that means we go back to people can be booted off their forms. There's no help for pre-existing conditions, and everybody has a pre-existing condition. They were dropping people for acne. They were dropping people because they once had a broken leg. Yes. They were dropping women because they had been pregnant. I mean, that's what we'd be going back to.
Well, not only their forms. They made a mistake on a form. They were dropped.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Exactly. All of these reasons you're dropped, and once you're dropped, you're deadly between insurance companies. I would add into the mix that our president is dealing with this in his usual fantastic way. As somebody pointed out, he said 15 years to craft a replacement to the healthcare system. You know, he was going to do it day one on his first term. And he sent out a tweet last night where he said, rates are going through the roof for really bad healthcare. Well, rates are going through the roof because he pulled the supplemental insurance for ACA. Duh. Yeah. And then he says, do something, Democrats! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation
That's it.
Point.
It's exactly right.
15 years to craft something, and here we are. So thanks, guys.
All right.
Happy birthday, too, on the
Thank
big
you,
birthday
Joe.
celebration.
I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah. Somebody texted here, CJ and the ACA is what we got as a compromise, ACA Obamacare. It's Romney Care. You know, Mitt Romney, a Republican, it is Romney Care, as I recall. Now, I got to tell you this story. Last night, my wife is trying to set up her doctor appointments before the end of the year with her current plan, and she was even emailed, in a reminder that she should get a certain kind of exam. So she called to set up an appointment for that exam. She couldn't get it. There's no room this year. So she got so angry. She wrote an email to these people, and she said, "Here I am. I'm going to pay the next 2 months worth of premiums and I can't get in for an examination, and I can't use my insurance because you can't fit me in. That's the kind of goofball plan that we have in this country, and they didn't include the what was it? The plan where you could join Medicare for all. The option. I can't remember. They call it some kind of option, but you could join, and people would have flocked into this general universal health care plan if they included it in Obamacare, and we talked about it the other day. They, of course, killed that. One Democrat killed that whole thing for everybody.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it was called the public option.
Oh, the public. Okay.
Yep.
Very good. It is 6:59. We've got news, weather, and sports updates straight ahead. Then we're coming back. Going to talk to Todd Michaels.
That's right.
He's a ghost hunter and a
He is.
paranormal investigator.
He's also in Alien, something
He's
you like.
an alien from another planet.
Ask your alien questions, Gordy.
Can't wait. Coming back with more of John and Gordy for a Halloween Friday. Happy Halloween.
You start to freeze.
One of the federal government shutdown, no end in sight. Democrats holding out for government subsidies to continue for those who buy private health insurance. Many of them found out this week their premium costs are drastically rising without those subsidies. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Republicans argued the Affordable Care Act, which set up Obamacare, was a bad law that drives up premiums and strains doctors. President Trump last night posting, quote, Obamacare is a disaster. Rates are going through the roof for really bad health care. Do something, Democrats.
King Charles has now stripped all titles from his brother Andrew, including that of Prince, for his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. This weekend marks the end of daylight saving time, set the clocks back overnight Saturday into Sunday. And you probably noticed if you bought your Halloween candy already, the price of chocolate is a lot higher than last year. The price of cocoa, one reason why, 100-count bag of candy, it cost $9 then, now costs $16. This is ABC News.
Catch Farm Report updates throughout the day from the Midwest Farm Report, right here on 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. There may be some Halloween weekend bonfires, but this is the time of year wildfires can spread quickly. Officials from the Department of Natural Resources say dry leaves on the ground increase the risk. We've had more than 60 wildfires across the state just this month, and almost all of them were caused by humans. That's about double the number of wildfires we had in September. The DNR says if you have any kind of fire, drown it with water and make sure it's out before you leave. Sometimes embers can smolder for days, even weeks, if a fire isn't properly put out. Today, we have moderate fire danger in many areas of Wisconsin, including the whole southern third of the state. And this weekend, we turn back the clocks. Here's Joanne Krulotz.
Daylight saving time will come to an end at 2 o'clock Sunday morning as we return to standard time. With the end of daylight saving time, sunrise will be at 6:38 with sunset at 4:52. There are mixed feelings when it comes to the time change. The best practice for many is to turn clocks back Saturday night before going to bed. However, there are other things you can do to prepare both physically and mentally. Christy Harris is with Amplify Health by Gunderson.
The more that we can try to slowly, gradually try to get to what the new sleeping pattern will be like, it helps that circadian rhythm and it helps us to be able to not have as much sleep disturbances. We know that we can take some proactive measures to help us to get prepared for those daylight savings times. So some of that could be slowly changing that sleeping patterns so that your body isn't having as much sleep disruptions. And I would say do the same thing in the spring as well, because both of them definitely have a direct impact on our overall health.
It is also a good time to replace your batteries and your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors.
That's Joanne Krulotz reporting, and I'm Savannah Tomei Olson, 92.7 WMDX News.
The Bucks beat Golden State. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Fiserv Forum was rocking last night. Chance of Let's Go Bucks as Milwaukee beat Golden State 120-110. And that's with Giannis out for the night with a sore knee. Ryan Rollins stepped up.
All right.
All right, we're all set.
Hello, Todd.
Morning, guys.
Hi. Well, this is going to be interesting. I think, Gordy has some kind of allergy to ghosts. Doesn't believe them, doesn't like them. But he likes aliens, though. So, we can still appeal to him in some way, shape, or form.
It's the same thing, for crying out loud, really.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that. I was listening a little bit of you. We rerun Pete's show on the way into the station, so I was listening to your interview with him, and you were talking about. Yeah, I want to talk about some of the shows that were on TV that got a lot of people interested in this.
Yeah, sure.
And also, Dom, our producer, said something about The Conjuring, and I had brought up an interesting concept about hauntings.
Okay.
That I saw on Kindred Spirits, which I thought was the best ghost hunting series on Travel Channel.
Yeah, a great show.
Yeah, it was exceptional. And they had one show that just revealed the whole thing, and I thought, oh no, you just disproved every one of your previous shows.
I think I know the one you're thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dom said it was close to what The Conjuring is all about, which I have never seen.
Yeah, it does have to do a little bit with The Conjuring.
Okay, but anyway, I want to get into that. I think it's a very eye-opening concept, which I didn't ever think about, but now I am. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got about 30 seconds.
Okay,
Todd, good to have you with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, finally.
We'll have some fun here.
Yeah, I just had to leave the company to come on your show.
Oh, well, well, how does that work?
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I don't know.
All right, 20 seconds.
Girlfriend, we love watching horror movies. Me and my boyfriend on a Friday night.
WMDX 92.7, John and Gordy. And it's a Halloween, and we're celebrating here on the program.
Happy Friday, too. And it's a clear, cool start this morning. 38 degrees, highs in the low 50s. There might be a few sprinkles, maybe some scattered showers around trick-or-treat time this evening, but it's just a slight chance. Highs in the low to mid-50s. And we welcome in Todd Michaels to John and Gordy's show. Good morning, Todd. Todd is good to have you with us. He's a paranormal investigator, a ghost hunter.
A ghost hunter, yeah.
And works on a couple of TV shows nowadays, I think. Which shows are you working on now?
Real ghost stories.
Real Ghost Stories is actually a couple of podcasts, Gordy. Real Ghost Stories Online, where we actually have listeners and people write in their own ghost stories, which range from anything from, hey, listen, that's just an electrical problem in your house, check that out, to, boy, that's one of the most strange things I've ever heard. But years and years and years, I think this thing's been going on since like 2010 to 2012. And then another one called Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi. That one touches on the hauntings of real people. Well, not hauntings, but the real nasty people out there in everyday life that are murdering people. And some of these people are getting away with it left and right. So those are the two big projects that I have.
Yeah. And in fact, you were mentioning with Pete on the show earlier, or last night rather, you were talking about how Hidden Killers is kind of like a show about real monsters. In fact, they have so many of these specials now. Ed Gein's story, which I haven't. I watched the first episode, and it's scary and bizarre and uncomfortable as heck. Have you seen any part of that at all? The Ed Gein story?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it. It was hard for me to get Metcalf. What's her name? From
Lori
Roseanne.
Metcalf.
Yeah, I love her. I mean, she's so funny, and I think everything she's ever been in is great. But to see her in the Ed Gein story, it kind of turned me off. I wasn't able to get into the Ed Gein mind space, which may be a good thing when you think about it.
right?
Well, I think it's his mother, isn't it? That's really making me uncomfortable. The whole relationship is just bizarre.
And what's really weird about that, John, is if you look at a lot of serial killers or people that just do horrible things in the true crime world, a lot of them have very interesting connections with their mother. Their mother's a narcissist, mother's controlling. There's a weird, not necessarily in a sexual way, but certainly a weird love or connection between that mother and that son. So it's not unheard of, even today, that we have stories within the last 5-10 years of people who have done very similar things.
Yeah.
Now, Todd, do you actually go out and do ghost hunting? Are you, out there in the field and doing those kinds of things?
I know you don't believe in them, Gordy, but right back here, behind all my other equipment, is my bag of ghost hunting equipment. It's right back here. So if you ever need me,
really?
I can throw the backpack on and be on the road. But yeah, I do actually. It's been a few years since I've been out, but I do.
Yeah.
So in all of those experiences, what was the most compelling thing that you discovered or you saw or you witnessed? What can you share with us on that?
Can I give you a couple?
Yeah, sure. Oh,
okay.
absolutely.
Love that.
There were some firsts, because when you investigate, whenever you do anything, there's a first for everything, right? There's the first time you walk up a ramp on a record at a radio station. There's the first time you read a newscast, all that kind of stuff. So we were in Washington Island at a place called Nelson's Hall, which is the longest running, basically, tavern in Wisconsin. They never really closed down during Prohibition because the guy got a license to be a pharmacist, and he would prescribe bitters to all of his quote-unquote patients. So they were basically a bar during that entire time. And one of the oddest things that ever happened to me at that location was we were doing a spirit box session. A spirit box session is basically a radio that continually goes through all the channels, all the frequencies on it very quickly.
Kind of like a scanner.
Kind of like a scanner, exactly. Yeah. And so the thought process is if you get something back through that's more than 1 or 2 syllables, you're actually hitting several frequencies on the radio. There's got to be some sort of communication there. At any rate, we weren't actually getting any spirit box interaction, but there were 3 of us, and we had a recorder in the middle of us, and we were just asking questions. And right in the middle of us, about head level, eye level, came this guttural growl out of nowhere. And the first thing you do as an investigator, you go, okay, which one of you is hungry? We got to get some food in us because this is going to ruin the investigation. And we kind of laughed it off. And then it happened again very loudly. And we actually caught that on video and audio. And it was very surprising to me because I'd never had anything like that happen. So that was the first one that was kind of blown. The second one was actually seeing a shadow figure at the National Railroad Museum in Green Bay, peeking out behind columns that hold up this huge structure. We put up a laser grid, which is just a bunch of laser lights. Remember when President Bush said 1,000 points of light or whatever he said? Yeah. Same thing. And it kept.
You can see the lights being broken.
Right. Yeah. You could see the lights being broken behind this column, which was very, very freaky. And then we actually caught it on video on the train itself, running into the engine part of the train. And then I think the third thing that it kind of blew me away was, it was very minor, but it kind of changed my mind in my investigation. We were at a martini bar in Appleton, and we had been getting a few things throughout the night. Maybe we'd hear something, or we might hear a voice or whatever. But at the end of the night, we were all sitting at the bar kind of winding down, and I said, I'm thinking to myself, maybe we're asking this thing to communicate in a way that it can't communicate. It would be like coming up to you in the middle of the street and telling you that I give you $1 million, but I'm talking in a language that you don't understand. Like, we're just expecting whatever this is, spirit, ghost, entity, whatever, to be able to communicate the way we're telling it to. And I just said, you know what, whatever it is, whatever you do really well around here, because they had reports, obviously, of paranormal activity. So whatever you do, I'm going to count to 3. You just do it. And we got this on tape, video and everything else. And I said, okay, let's just do it. Whatever it is. 1, 2, 3. And in the minute I said 3, there was a big clank from behind the bar. Wow. And just off to the side of the bar, it was the walk-in cooler door. The handle, the big metal handle, had swung out and slapped back, which is something they had reported happening at that location, but it happened right on cue.
Yeah.
And that said to me, you know what? We can't go in expecting to communicate with who we think we're communicating with, how they want to communicate. We're in their world at that point. They have the power to tell us how they want to talk to us.
Yes. And I talked to Gordy about this. He doesn't believe in any
I know,
of
I
this
can tell.
stuff.
I'm a skeptic, but
I can see it. I can see
I'll
it.
go down that road in a minute. But, yeah. But John has had personal experience. I've never had any experiences like this.
But the crazy thing is, Todd, is that, when I was a little kid, a tiny little kid, maybe, 3 or 4 years old, I was seeing ghosts in my dreams. Now, why would you dream about something you have no idea existed? I mean, there was no reason for me to even know anything about ghosts, but I would see them, I'd hide under the blanket, and I'd be looking out at the blanket, and then I'd see an eye looking through the part of the blanket that didn't go down tightly on the mattress.
Yeah, you had a troubled childhood.
Completely freaked out, of course. And, of course, Todd knows about my experience with the apparition in a farmhouse, country farmhouse, where I pulled on the pant leg of it, thinking it's just material in a room full of junk.
Why would
and
a
it turns
ghost
out
be
to be a
wearing
guy
pants
is
anyway?
in there.
I just,
well,
where do you buy pants in Ghost World?
No, he needed a new pair.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Okay. Where do you get your laundry
But the
done?
whole thing here is, and I always tell Gordy this, that you really have to give credit to ghosts because they really have to conjure up a lot of energy. They have to tap into a source in order to even try to communicate with us. And when they do that, you got to give them a little bit credit. I mean, they're out there trying to say something to us, to poke us, to do something, create a sound, and they need a tremendous amount of energy for
I
it.
think we found out this morning, John, that if the ghosts were naked, Gordy would probably believe in them. So basically, I think we've figured out why his belief is
got it
there.
right there.
All right, I've got a short clip here, about a minute and a half to play from Neil deGrasse Tyson, scientist, world renowned. Here's what he thinks about ghosts.
No one believes.
I've always wondered about ghosts. They clearly can pass through walls, but then why don't they just drop through the floor and fall into the basement? Basements should be full of ghosts, but they're not. What's up with that? How many are there? Well, there's about 80 billion people who have ever lived. We've got 8 billion people alive today. That's 10 ghosts of dead people for every living person walking this earth. That's too crowded. Why aren't there more of them? Why do you gotta go to special places at certain times and only see some of them? They should be everywhere, and they're not.
We have no idea, unless you're religious and you have a strong belief ethic in that.
That's right.
We have no idea what happens after death.
That's right.
Nothing can be spookier.
That's right. And even those belief systems cannot be confirmed in any sort of experimental strategy.
Right.
People have tried. As you know, they're even expressed in fiction, like Dan Brown's novel, Angels and Demons. There supposedly was an experiment where they had somebody who was about to die and weighed him, and then he died, and they weighed him again, and it's a little lighter. Some sort of physical thing,
They even
like
tried.
a soul.
And you got to give them credit for doing the experiment.
You got to try.
Yeah. So if everyone thinks you have a soul, and there's science that can test things, why not test your soul? So right after Wilhelm Röntgen discovered X-rays, X-rays can see through your body. No one else ever saw through your body.
Right.
Now X-rays. So they get somebody dying on the bench, and they waited for him to die to see if they saw something leaving his body with the X, and they didn't.
They did not.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
Well, okay, so you've heard scientific pushback before.
Sure.
What's your response,
I've got
Todd?
an answer. I know what you're going to say, Todd. Go ahead.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, science only knows what it knows right to this point, right? So that's kind of why people investigate, is to see if there is a way that we can prove something's going on. Second of all, I love that gentleman, but his thought process on ghosts and spirits is a little, it's very elementary.
Yes.
My belief, Gordy, is not that a ghost is like, if I die, here's what I believe, Gordy. I think my spirit, my energy, whatever that is, doesn't stay here, doesn't go over there, doesn't whatever. It can go anywhere, okay? And so we have stuff going on around us all the time that we're just not experiencing. And if I die, I'm not going to be stuck in my house. Part of me may be here because, listen, I've lived here. I've had laughter and tears here. My energy is here. I've expelled energy here. And so part of me will always be here in some way, shape, or form. I'll give you a quick example. And John, I think you'll enjoy this more than Gordy, but I went to Cana Island Lighthouse in Door County. I love that location. It's a beautiful location.
Too. Yeah.
I love lighthouses, whatever. And I brought a couple of pieces of equipment and stuff. And in the back of my mind, I had this idea that my mom might visit me. My mom's never been there. My mom knew I loved it. My mom's been gone a couple of years now. And I went there that day and had some experiences on the island. Walked up to a rock wall that surrounds the island, put my equipment down, and just had a session of some conversations. And I was getting responses on the equipment. We got some audio back, and it seemed like it was my mother. Now, I can't prove it was my mom. Mm-hmm. But she responded to the questions I asked. There was some audio that we recorded. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool experience.
Yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm. But, there are different ways of hauntings.
Of course.
There's energy that is left behind. There's like a repeat haunting that just...
Residual
haunting, yep. Yes. There are different kinds of hauntings and different kinds of energy that are either left behind or the person is still there and can't move away from it for some reason, is locked in. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm leaning less away from being locked in. I think that if something traumatic happened there, maybe something more would stick around. Mm-hmm. I really think that we have the ability to go and do whatever we want when we're gone. And if somebody conjures us up, we might come back and say hi.
Todd, can you stay with us a few more minutes?
Heck yeah.
All right. We're coming back with Todd Michaels, ghost hunter, paranormal investigator on John and Gordy, WMDX. Stay right there. Ooh.
All right. Hey, let's get into the media a little bit here. I certainly want to hear about real ghost stories online.
Sure.
Yes.
And also, we can talk about some of the ghost shows that have been on. Let's discredit some, credit some. do that.
I can do that. I definitely have my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. And I brought up my kid on these ghost shows.
Well, I also want to ask you how you got started down this road of ghost hunting. Was there something that happened, or were you always interested in it?
Well,
that kind of thing.
It's a
Rocker's here.
I think it's a kid thing.
I think, or it's a ghost of Rocker. What? Oh, that's right. You died and you came back. That's right.
That's right. He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
God. Boy, you are just so cruel sometimes.
That's so weird because I thought it was the other way around, but now I'm learning a lot more about Gordy than I knew before.
Yeah, me too.
Holy cow. Hating on ghosts, wants to know where they get their pants from. My goodness.
Why do they have to wear clothes in Ghost World?
And
they're dead.
But they're going to present to you as you'd like to be presented to, right?
So, one of the things I want to get to is... because you're a ghost hunter, you want to see ghosts. I mean, you have the mental. And so
but
does
I'm also
that
a huge
lead
skeptic.
you to? Does
huge
that?
Skeptic.
Well, that's what I figured. I figure there's got to be some skepticism, and that's why you're going out with equipment. You want some kind of backup to what you're seeing or experiencing or hearing or feeling. You want some sort of meters or whatever, or photographic, evidence.
My belief is that more times than not, it's not a ghost. It's a bump in the wall. It's heat expanding your house. It's something, and all will always go in that direction. But when you get audio, when you get video, it's really tough to push some of that stuff away, especially audio for me, because of the world we live in. And when you have something that says something that you did not hear with your ears, but it's now on your recorder, it's a very interesting piece.
And
5 seconds.
Why do they show up in theaters and?
Oh.
Trick or treat, trick or treat. I want something good to eat. Trick or treat, trick or treat. Shake your skeleton to the beat.
A special Halloween edition of the John and Gordy in the Morning Show right here on 92.7. It's a very revealing morning here. We're finding out that this guy doesn't have any feeling whatsoever for the afterlife. Gordy is
Or for the
apparently
living.
trying
Or
to
for
say
the
that there's
living.
no
Just
such
because
thing
I'm a
as spirits
skeptic?
or ghosts.
Just because I'm a skeptic.
Here we have
Not
Todd
saying.
Michaels, a ghost hunter, and he trashes them.
I'm not trashing him. I love Todd. I think Todd's doing
Hey, by
great.
the way, is
and
Dominic the one picking the music this morning?
he is. Well, Dominic and John.
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard "Trick or Treat" in a long time. That is, oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, we've got a whole bunch. I have saved this stuff over the many years. I'm a big fan of Halloween. I just love it. Hey, let's get into some of these ghost shows that got a lot of people interested. In fact, I used to watch the ghost show with my kid. He just loves ghost hunting. We did that. We went to New Orleans and did some ghost hunting there. Stayed at one of the ghostly hotels down there. And we also went to Memphis. There are a couple of places there. We heard a few things. We picked up a few things, EVPs. But other than that, just sitting there with my kid.
Wait, what's EVP? I'm sorry.
Electronic voice
phenomena.
That's right. And you have white noise, right? Yeah. And your recorders pick up voices that use that energy from white noise in order to speak into the recorder. Is that correct, Todd?
Well, you're very, very close. Gordy's sitting there laughing, but that was what I was saying, Gordy, off the air. Was it's tough when you work in the world of audio, and you're so used to using that equipment, and you know how it works, and you know the anomalies you can get with it, and then you do a session, an EVP session. And you're asking questions, and all of a sudden, there's a response that wasn't there to your ear. And you've got to go, what the heck was that? I will tell you one other quick, interesting story,
Sure.
John. I don't know if you know this, but a world-renowned psycho whatever, big guy in the industry of paranormal actually did something interesting with cassette tapes. If people remember cassette tapes from back in the day. Normally, EVPs are done with equipment that records stuff. Back in the day, it was tape. Now it's MP3 or something else. But they took a cassette tape and just laid it on the counter and did a EVP session to see if the energies could manipulate the magnetic on the tape to do what it wanted to do. And do you know that they actually got audio on that tape?
No, that sounds really fascinating.
Look at
what a
Gordy.
great idea.
He doesn't believe that. I'm going to find the clip of
Try
him
it
telling
with 8 tracks. I don't, come on.
well, that worked too, Gordy, but it did that weird thing where it went.
What an
kink,
What an ass. Well, somebody shut
Wait a
him up.
minute. Let me give him one of these. Yes, he is an ass. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about some of the ghost shows that are on the Travel Channel.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. One of the funniest ones and one of the dumbest ones is Ghost Adventures. Zach Baggins is the host of the show. He's a drama queen from the word go. But the early shows were just hilarious because, here these guys are ghost hunting and they're locked in the homes. That was one of the prerequisites. They had to be locked in overnight. and the thing is, they ran. Every time there was a ghost or a sound effect or something happened near them, they would bolt. And I'm thinking, why would you bolt? Don't you want to see the spirit? Don't you want to communicate with that noise? That's what drove me nuts about Ghost Adventures. They're nuts. But one thing on this is that Zach Baggins did a special. He had a movie called Demon House. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have
but
not.
it is one of the most shocking movies I've seen. And as much as I think Zach Baggins is a little show busy, it's a very frightening movie that he made about a haunting that he experienced, and he lost much of his sight based on that. So that's why he wears these big, thick glasses.
Okay.
So check it out.
I have thick glasses too, John, but I don't blame it on ghosts. I'll say that.
Right.
Okay, got a couple minutes left. I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Why do you think these ghost phenomenon show up at certain places? Like we always hear about old theaters or old churches,
abandoned houses.
Ever hear about any old radio stations where
Listen,
old announcers?
I've worked at a haunted radio station before.
Really?
That we've actually investigated and got some experiences on tape. Gordy, so I'll bring that to you. Here's my theory on theaters, because the Barrymore is a theater that we actually did investigate in Madison and got some good experiences there as well.
Yeah.
There's so much energy over these years, right? I mean, the performances, the hard times at those theaters. I really feel like all that energy does bring about some experiences. Same thing with restaurants and bars where they've been owned by families for a long time. People put their heart and soul into this stuff, and part of them is left behind. And so theaters make a lot of sense. We did the Grand Opera House in Oshkosh, found something there. Did the Pabst in Milwaukee, found something there. Did the Riverside in Milwaukee. I think we actually had a partial
thing
infestation of someone.
Wow.
How about the Al Ringling in Baraboo? Because Baraboo's got some energy there.
Yes, I agree with that too. I've not actually investigated there, but I would suspect, again, because of all the energy put into that business and making that run, I would be surprised if there wasn't something left behind.
Well, personally, I think the Dells is scary all by itself.
There's a lot of weird stuff around the Dells. That's true.
No doubt.
All right. Well, let's give a plug to what you're doing, Real Ghost Stories. Again, fill us in on
where
what you're
can
doing
people
again.
find your work?
Real Ghost Stories online. You can find it everywhere you get podcasts. There's a YouTube channel. We do videos throughout the week on there. So check that out. Again, if you've got a ghost story, you can call in, you can write in, tell your story. We listen to it. We analyze it. We probably make fun of you, and then we move on. The other thing you should check out is Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi. That is also a live broadcast that we do daily at 11 a.m. Central Time on YouTube. We talk about all the monsters of today, and there's some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
Todd, we're out of time, but thank you for joining us.
Well, you got to join us again. Now that you're freed up. And
next Halloween,
can
we book it? Can we book it for next Halloween?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely, man.
Good.
All right. Yes. Best wishes to you. Safe travels out there in the ghost world. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. 7:29 coming back after the Midwest Farm Report with Rocker in the studio.
Don't scream. It's only Halloween.
Because silence makes you nervous.
You're listening to 92.7 WMDX, Madison's home for the Todd Albaugh Show, weekday afternoons from 2 to 4.
The 98th National FFA Convention draws to a close tomorrow in Indianapolis, Indiana. With more than 72,000 in attendance, it begs the question, where will they meet next year? I'm Pam Yonke with a quick update on what's happening in food and farming news on a Friday, and we'll give you that answer next.
From sugar beet fields to dairy facilities, producers count on an operating line of credit from Ag Country Farm Credit Services to help make their operations more profitable. With multi-year commitment options, digital tools and remote deposit, and the ability to only borrow what you need when you need it, our operating line of credit makes financing your needs easier. Visit agcountry.com/line of credit or call 800-450-9858 to learn more. Terms apply. See website for details.
Cheryl Zimmerman is not only Wisconsin's executive director of the state FFA, she's also on the National FFA board as their executive secretary. She tells us that they've committed to being in Indianapolis, Indiana for the National Convention through 2040. And it's going to mean Indianapolis has to continue to grow with the convention.
Well, I've been to a number of national FFA conventions, and even thinking back to when we first came here, they switched from having the RCA Dome, which was the football stadium at that time, and then obviously Lucas Oil Stadium came here, and then that now has become the venue where our events are, our main convention sessions. And then the opportunity as we look out the windows of the convention center, as that has expanded, there's a new hotel and more convention space coming. So Indianapolis is growing right along with our organization, and that's what really helps in this key partnership, is that they're willing and they know that we want and have more members that want to be a part of this, and they're willing to help us make that happen.
Cheryl Zimmerman, she is the executive director of the Wisconsin FFA Center, also the executive secretary of the National FFA. Just in case you wondered, Indianapolis, Indiana as a whole has a population of about 850,000 residents, and this week, more than 72,000 visitors that were part of the FFA.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers. Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming!
Definitely rust.
Rick? How did you? Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great, but when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed Pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel. All in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
And a quick congratulations to some of the national winners that were recognized last night from Wisconsin. Owen Helmling from Beaver Dam in Agri-Science Fair. Josie Roberts from Portage in the Prepared Public Speaking. Hannah Olson from Adams Friendship in Beef Production Placement. And Marshall Kleiman from Granton in the Dairy Production Entrepreneurship category. See more at ffa.org. I'm Pam Yankee.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
Partly sunny to mostly cloudy today with a few scattered showers possible. Our high in the low 50s this afternoon. Tonight, a few showers, maybe even a rogue flurry at some point. Our low down to around 32 tomorrow. Scattered showers, mostly cloudy, high of 48. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Current temp now 37.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
Brady Ewing, two-time Big Ten champion with Wisconsin football.
To hear that the coaches aren't fostering those relationships at the high schools, that has been the heartbeat of the team before Fickell's time. I got recruited other places, but I chose to be a Wisconsin Badger because of what that meant to me. If it means something to you, not just the name on the back, but the name you have on the front of your jersey, that's going to have staying power in today's college athletic landscape.
The Todd Albaugh Show, weekdays 2 to 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma.
WMDX 92.7. It's John and Gordy in the morning. We have to have Todd Michaels back again.
Yeah, we'll have him back.
We didn't have any time at all. I'm not waiting until next Halloween.
No. Let's get him in around the holidays.
Yeah.
We can talk about ghosts of Christmas past and stuff like that.
Yeah, we definitely have to have him back.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into how kids get into it, the TV shows that they can watch on this. I got a little long on my dream house with Zach Baggins, the producer of Ghost Adventures, but I really want to get into this a little bit more, and I want to I want to convince you that there is a different kind of haunting, and maybe it's a haunting that you're unfamiliar with. The reason why those hauntings exist.
Yes, and I'm not doubting that there's this thing called paranormal activity,
some energy, right?
That happen.
Yes.
I'm just my big thing is ghosts. Really. Ghosts.
Well, they don't wear. The ghosts don't wear sheets.
They don't wear sheets, but they have clothing. Where do they get the clothing?
And I also wanted
they have to launder their clothing.
I wanted Todd to
what do they
actually,
eat?
give us an idea of some of the movies that are out there that are just great ghost stories, great ghost movies, not slasher movies, but actual ghost movies.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've got Rocker in the studio who has to put up with us.
Yeah. Rocker, you got any ghost stories you want to share?
Well, first I have a ghost joke, I guess, from my father-in-law, and he says, "What do you get when you goose a ghost?"
What?
When you goose a ghost?
When you goose a ghost, what do you get?
I don't know.
I don't know.
A handful of sheep.
Oh.
Hey now.
Sweet.
All
right.
Back in the early 90s, me and my guitar player, actually from Iron Plow, Jeff Mundell, we traveled up to Plainfield. And we decided that we were going to make a movie about Ed Gein. We had done all this research and everything. So we went up there. And it's pretty crazy because do you know where Ed Gein is buried?
Have no idea.
Well, that's right. Nobody does now. Because they moved his body. Because
really?
So many people kept going to the Plainfield Cemetery.
To dig it up.
That it's such a cult status place.
Yeah.
So they did move Ed Gein's body, but before they did, we went up there and we found his gravesite. And there it was, right? And it was only buried like 20 feet or so from actually some of the graves that he had robbed. And most people don't realize he's classified as serial killer because he actually killed more than one person, but he only killed 2, right? It wasn't like this, like he did it. Most of the stuff he did was rob graves, right, of people who are already dead. And so the interesting thing was that when we got there were all kinds of things left around his headstone, including like we were up there in the winter, and so some people had left like Christmas stuff hanging from the tombstone.
Yikes!
It was pretty crazy, and so. We filmed it. Then we went into town and we stopped at a gas station. I said, "Hey, this old guy was there getting gas." I'm like, "Hey, did you ever know him?" "Oh yeah, I knew Ed Gein. I was a basketball coach. He used to come see basketball all the time."
Really?
And it was a pretty strange conversation talking to this guy who knew Ed. He was like, "Oh, he was a nice guy, and nothing really good, bad things to say about him. He was all good." And then we decided to try and look around for the house. We're driving some pretty crazy places up there in Plainfield, but the folks burned it down.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, so it's not there, but it's fun. I want to say that we have that video somewhere, but it's pretty strange. It was a lot of fun.
Now, we have a text here from Tom out in Jackson. He said, I heard from a nurse that when she was in training that she worked at a state-run nursing home and Ed Gein was a patient there.
Yeah, right across the lake.
Yes.
That's where he died.
He said,
here?
Yeah,
What?
he died right across the lake
At Mendota?
Yeah.
Lake Mendota mental.
And he also followed that up with, I also heard Dundee, Wisconsin is a hotspot for alien sightings. So you can just spend all your time up there. Just go there, okay? Stay in Dundee.
Really? Where's Dundee?
Not a knife.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, Rocker. Well,
Chris said, I believe this guy Todd Michaels more than I believe CJ. So.
Okay.
All right.
Well, let's get into the Max Inc. preview here.
Yeah.
Rocker, what's happening on the show this weekend and what's going on around our area?
For sure. Thanks, guys. Max Inc. Radio, 6 to 9 p.m. Saturday nights on WMDX 92.7 right here. This week, Rob Roberts is in the control room with me, yours truly, Rocker. And this week we have Bad Wolf. Excuse me. Bad Wolf is doing a comeback. They're making an album. We're going to talk about that in 1 second. Lily Slate, she's a Milwaukee singer-songwriter. So listen to the podcast and the show. Find out, listen to cut-out interviews and performances on Max Inc. Radio's Spotify and Apple Music pages, or go to civicmedia.us/Max Inc. Radio.
Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about Lily Slate. Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Got a Halloween voice here. Live from the Mad City, Lily Slade is the Southern Belle Paradox meets Midwest hot mess. And she cut her teeth playing music in Charleston, South Carolina. And after about a year after the pandemic lockdown, she packed up her wigs and her kazoo and moved to Milwaukee to escape the heat and try on a new city for her size. And she's ready to come out here to Madison. She will be here this weekend performing live from the Mad City. Here's a song from her band, the Royal Tinfoil, which they're from South Carolina. And this is a song she'll be performing solo acoustic this Saturday night, live from the Mad City. Now, this is Lily Slade. This song is called Limousine.
Baby, don't you even know who I am? How many people wanna shake my hand? I got Philly's road, I got mountains of dough. We're gonna fill your cup until it overflows. Let me be your limousine. We gotta get your pretty face up on a magazine. Every star that shines, it shines through me. Just be inclined to let me be your limousine.
Cool stuff.
Lily Slade.
Like a throwback to different era. Yeah.
And she'll be in here solo acoustic right in the studio Saturday night at 8 p.m.
All right.
Lily Slade from Milwaukee. And another guest we're going to be having this weekend, Bad Wolf. The Madison, Wisconsin-based quartet Bad Wolf, they were formed in 1991 by singer-songwriter guitarist Charles Thomas, and after reuniting for a musical celebration for the life of Kenny Gonzo Keith, the singer for Metal Gons, Vinyl Thunder, and Predator, Bad Wolf is back with a new album. The new album's called Dotted Line, and they're having an album completion party. Who has those nowadays, right? But, they're going to be waiting for some vinyl because vinyl is really backed up.
Yeah.
So they got the album done. They're going to play the show. It's actually really cool. Friday, November 8th at the Boulevard, 8 p.m., and it's only $5.
All
right.
Wow. And they just recorded some new music, so he sent some in to us.
So the only time we can hear Bad Wolf is during a full moon, is that right? Yeah, I know this is Halloween
I
here.
think a full moon is incorporated into their logo. It's pretty crazy.
Cool. Okay.
Well, let's take a listen, right? This is brand new Bad Wolf. It comes out of Megatron Studios with Paul Schluter. This tune is called Badass Blues.
Faded leather jacket, a bearded jet black hair. Don't look him in the eye, you'd best beware, yeah. Rumors going round the town, he's dangerous, he'll take you down. That man is hot as stone and he don't care. Let's not get in his way, at least that's what they say.
Conjures up images like it could be like the theme song for a movie of a guy who has his cowboy boots and lizard skin boots or something. That's great stuff, man. I mean,
how they really got that kind of classic sound.
Yeah.
Right back to the 80s and kind of.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Big choruses.
Yeah.
Good guitar riffs. Great drumming.
And what studio is that?
That's Megatone.
That's like the big studio around here now.
Right?
Yeah.
Player from Last Crack.
Right.
He's been recording people for years.
Yeah.
And so he's just a pro.
Yeah.
He's one of the best around.
Right. Right on. Okay.
Hey,
what else we
tonight,
got here?
It's Halloween, right?
Yep.
Shakari Desiree. We had her in the studio a couple of weeks back. And Friday, October 31st, Cargo Music presents the Chakari Desiree Halloween Jamboree at the Cargo Coffee East from 6:30 to 8:30. That's tonight. An unforgettable night of music, fun, and spooky stories. So make sure you can get your spooky stories tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And there will be other bands, Nathri Superstar, It's Foxy, and the sensational My Girl Nandy. Bring your little ghouls and goblins for a night filled with candy at every table.
Wow.
We had her in the studio just a couple weeks ago, just an amazing singer, and this was actually recorded in our studio, on our show, live from the Mad City. This is Chakari Desiree. I know I'm your woman.
They say the best curve on a woman is her smile. So baby, won't you smile a while? You're the beautiful star that my blurred vision can clearly see. I want you to be whoever you wanna be. I know I'm your
What a great voice. I mean, yeah.
Check her out tonight, Friday, October 31st at the Cargo Coffee East on East Washington Avenue.
Shakari, how do you pronounce her last name?
Chakari Desiree.
Desiree. Okay.
Chakari Desiree. She's just absolutely amazing. amazing singer.
Mhm.
We have time for one more?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Let's break out Rocker's Closet.
Oh, we're going to go back in time
We're
here.
going back in time to Rocker's Closet.
Yeah.
And this was during the 90s, kind of the early mid-90s. Kelly DeHaven and the Misbehavin' Band.
Yes.
This was a pretty amazing band. There's some really unique players. Clyde Stubblefield on drums. Let's just get that out of the way, right?
Right.
Jeff Eccles on upright bass. Vince Few on piano. Roger Brotherhood on guitar. Doc DeHaven.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
trumpet, yeah.
Remember him well. Yeah. Doc and Kelly.
Trumpet,
Yeah.
flugelhorn,
Yeah.
and Bill Grahn on sax. So just an amazing band. They used to play every Tuesday night out by Hilldale.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you could go see him for $2.
Yes.
And see
Unbelievable.
Clyde Stubblefield on drums. Here's actually, you can hear Clyde right off the bat. He's counting off the band. This is from the album No Greater Love. This is Kelly DeHaven and the Misbehavin' Band, just chilling. 1, 2, 3.
And we're going to hear a little bit more of this after we take a brief time out on the Maxine preview with John and Gordy.
Don't bother me. Be on your way.
92.7 WMDX. Hearing a little bit more of Kelly DeHaven and the Misbehavin' Band there, just chilling. Kelly DeHaven, Doc DeHaven, Jeff Eccles on bass, Clyde Stubblefield, the great drummer. Oh, man.
Kelly was something else.
She was terrific. Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah.
But Clyde Stubblefield, all of a sudden you see him playing and it's like jazz, right?
Right.
And I once went up to Clyde and I was like, jazz. Clyde,
You're the funky drummer.
you're the funky drummer. I see, James Brown, this blues, right? Funk and stuff. And, what do you practice with these guys? How do you know how to play all this jazz, right? Because they're all reading, sheets and sheets of music.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I don't know. I just come for the free beer and the munchies.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah. That's quite the answer.
Sit down and play.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
Real natural talent. Just unbelievable. And sweet guy. Yeah.
Hey, let's move on to Becca Murray. She is the singer for the band Atomic Blonde. They're a cover band here in Madison, but she does her own music, live, solo acoustic. And Saturday, December 6th at the Boulevard, you can catch Atomic Blonde. But Becca Murray will be in here in the studio with us in January, so we'll keep you posted on that. Saturday, December 20th, she is at the Red Mouse as well, the old Kids Corner out there. And on November 14th, she's releasing a new single, and this new single is called Flytrap. This is Becca Murray.
Thought you'd get away ignoring signs, only was a short matter of time till you left your real plans all behind, and you found you're going no place else at all, and it feels like the whole world bet on your downfall. Never thought you could feel so damn small, but you found yourself stuck in a world you're too weak to leave behind. It's alright to push your dreams back one more day. Take some time to find some better words to say. I know it's hard to give yourself a break. You'll find it's worth it at the end of the day.
Becca Murray. Yeah.
Guys, I often wonder, I ride in, I hear CJ calling in, but you know what? He never calls in about the music. Never calls in to say anything about the music. I really wonder, CJ, if you're out there, you're actually listening to the Max Inc. radio portion of this. What music do you listen to?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah.
Good question.
Hey,
Okay.
let's get to Candace Griffin, Madison bass singer-songwriter. She sings backup vocals for Cat and the Hurricane, and of course, she's her own artist on her own. Cargo Coffee presents Candace Griffin and Thomas Hyber Cobb. That's Saturday, November 1st, tomorrow night, at the Cargo Coffee East on East Washington, 6:30 to 8:30. It's a pay what you can at the door. This is Candace Griffin.
You take a bath and I'll take a walk. I try not to cry whenever we talk. I know when you go, it'll be fine. That won't stop me from drinking the rest of your wine. I should be better at goodbyes. I wish you'd given me a little bit longer to try. Now every time
Candace
I just wonder.
Yeah, that's great.
Beautiful.
You know, I've been
Beautiful
to
song.
Cargo Coffee. It's right near the Sylvie, right across the street. Yeah, and it's a big place, so they could certainly handle the crowd, right?
Dana Perry, great local artist.
Mm-hmm.
She's president of the Mamas, and she runs the music over there.
Oh, okay.
It's always a great session.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? A couple of minutes ago, Rocker, you asked what music CJ liked. You were just wondering. I don't know. We can ask him now. He's on the phone here again. CJ, we're just talking music. We only got a minute here, so go ahead.
Hey, guys. Thanks for mentioning me, but I was very good friends with Clyde Stubblefield.
Really?
Yeah, great guy. Met him through, I guess, if you remember the restaurant, Mountain Jack's.
Sure, out on West Town.
Married a gal from there. But anyways, I guess I'm into Christian music now. It's more like rock and roll than it used to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Rocker, were you the guy that when I used to protest out in front of the radio station, delivered me a pizza and it said, "Vote Kerry in pepperoni"? Were you
that guy? That rocker?
That wasn't me. That must have been Scrooge.
Some of that.
There's a rumor.
All right. That Vote Kerry when he was running against George W.
So you married somebody out at that restaurant?
Really?
No, Clyde did.
I see. Okay. All right.
CJ, all right.
Thanks for calling.
We're
CJ.
out of time. Rocker, have a great Max Inc. weekend.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in. That's going to do it for us. Monday, we'll have Steve Cochran, Chicago podcaster and radio guy. Give us the Chicago
I think
report.
we've finally given Gordy a chance to believe in ghosts this morning on this great Halloween.
I don't know if he still does.
I believe I have to think it over some more. Okay, that's it. Have a great weekend. Happy Halloween.
See you later.